Can we talk about a good for your soul?
Of course. Of course.
What could go right? Progressnetwork.org. And the title of the article is We Haven't Given Up on Gen Z. It talks about all of the good things that the Gen Zers are doing. Here's the list. They're prioritizing wellness. They're smoking less, they're doing less drugs, and they're drinking less than other generations, prior generations. Mm-hmm. They are committing less crime. There's less burglary amongst the Gen Zers, less robberies, less stolen cars than boomers, Xers, or millennials. They're looking at the 90s to create the future that they want. So they are going back to vinyl records and board games and photo albums, that they're looking at the 90s as what they want for their future. They are choosing trades over college, that more Gen Zers are now looking after high school, looking at trade school at a higher rate than going to college than other prior generations.
Is that because of the cost?
It has to do with cost. It has to do with AI, and looking at what are those jobs that are going to be most available in the future. This is fantastic. Women aged 25 to 34 are making 95 cents to every man. This is the first time in history that women are at that high of a rate making what men are.
Really?
In that age group. Yep.
And this is on progressnetwork.org.
Yep. And the last one is that 35 states are restricting phones in schools, and what an influence that is making on kids.
Thank God. I mean, can you imagine being in school with a fucking phone? Sorry, Linda. I mean, come on.
Absolutely not.
Honestly, Jolene, the fact that it ever was okay is mind-boggling to me. And when the parents are like, I need to find my kid, we found each other fine without the phone.
I remember saying to my girls, no, I want you to have your phone in case there's a school shooting. I need to get a hold of you.
I know.
I mean,
that
really?
Part's
I mean,
awful.
is that, I mean, that is the thought process.
Yes.
But honestly, I mean, I can't imagine having as a 16-year-old, being able to not be distracted by a phone. Why are we asking them to make that decision? Why?
No. No. And their brains, they don't have the maturity or cognitive skills to say, you know what, Mom and Dad, you're right. I'm not going to use the phone.
I'm going to put my phone down.
Yes, I will do that. It will be fine.
It's almost like the Gen Zers are looking at how bad, our society has, like, have we gotten to the,
yes,
bottom of the barrel here, and they're finally the ones going, I feel like I'm going to do some things differently.
I love vinyl, first of all. This is a segue, everybody. When we were in Japan, we were in Tokyo, and we went to this bar that was, I think, called Tokyo Music Bar. And you pay a cover of like $6, and you go in. You don't have to drink. They do have an amazing cocktail. You don't have to drink. And they do have food if you want. But they had this beautiful wall of like a sound system and thousands of albums. And you sit there and you listen to records. They have a DJ, and you're just like, you're having conversation and you're listening to music like you're hanging out in your living room. And it was so much fun. And they're doing it in New York now, too. Thank you for sharing that, Jolene. That really...
I know. Doesn't that give you hope?
Some hope. It really does.
I agree.
It really does. I wanted to share a good for the soul. This woman, Brooke Berman, who is actually in 2 weeks, she has done an interview with me and Jolene, and it's very exciting. She's been incredibly generous with her time and her questions and her trying to unravel and get her head around what we're doing here. But she has a Substack, and she has a friend that also has a Substack. And so she sent me a new media source that I think is, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect for Good for the Soul. So this Good for the Soul is called Ground News, which is www.ground.news. It's not so much a media organization, but they compile the day's news from every source imaginable, which is over 50,000 sources. Ground News is more like a media literacy tool. So with each news story, they provide you a list of which publications are covering that news, how those publications are covered, and where their bias tends to be, who funds them, and how factual they are, which I thought was fascinating. They also show how much coverage any particular news story is getting on the right and the left, and which news is falling into blind spots for either side. I guess once you subscribe, you can log in where you are and focus on the local news of your area as well. What a cool thing. I mean, I'm assuming if they're tracking 50,000 sources a day, they're using AI.
Yeah.
They have to be.
I was just going to say that, yeah. I mean, that's incredible.
Right? They have to be.